Today I want to talk to you about a app called Puppet Pals. It was one of the original apps I was introduced to on the iPad. It's extremely versatile, only limited by your imagination. It's a digital storytelling app. I'll just load it up here to show you the basics of the app. So Puppet Pals HD. When you first use it, you'll need to ensure that all the characters or all the character libraries have been installed. So down here you should see ticks, and if you don't, then you'll need to, just like the War and Peace one, we need to install that. And come down and click on install for any character packs that haven't yet been installed. And after you've done that once, they'll all be there ready to go. So I'll just click on back here to go back to my main menu. Press to start. Here you can see at the top of the frame are all the actors, characters that I have uploaded into the program myself. And then below you'll see all the different character packs that have been pre-installed there. So you may find some there that are suitable for the project that you're doing in the classroom, or as the first option allows you to do, you can add characters yourself. So by clicking on the add character from photo, you've got the option to take a photo, perhaps of a live subject in the classroom, or to choose an existing image from your camera roll, where you may have pre-saved some images that you have taken from the net. Just a couple of examples there. You can see all the ones there at the top of the screen are ones that I have taken from the internet for various projects that we've done in the classroom. Down here you can see someone has a live photo there, etc. So you can see also down the bottom you have the option to choose up to 8 characters for your digital story. I'll just choose one here just for demonstration purposes, and then go to the next frame where you can choose your backdrops. Once again, you can install your own backdrops by adding a backdrop from photo. There's quite an extensive library there as well that you could choose from. Click next. Okay, here we are with the stage. There's my backdrop, there's my character. It's as simple as coming up to the top of the screen and pressing the record button. And then after you've pressed record, anything you do and say will be recorded. You can move your characters, double tap on them to change the direction. You can change the size of the characters by pinching them, pulling in and out. You can also allow yourself a big offstage area, which you can see here, to have characters sitting on the edge and waiting to come into frame. And that's all adjustable by the slider at the bottom, which allows you to adjust that size of your backdrop. Okay, as always, I'd like to give you an example of how you might use this in the classroom. So I'm just going to go back. At the moment, we're looking at Moreton Bay Settlement in our history unit. A task I'm doing with my class this week is looking at the role of significant individuals, namely the Ticket of League convicts and John Oxley, and how they were responsible for the discovery of the Brisbane River. So there's our task that we are doing this week in class. So it involves getting some background information on that historical event before they go about planning and storyboarding the historical animated reenactment of that. Here is the background information activity sheet that we went through in class, where we looked at the Aboriginal history of the area, as well as the discovery by settlers and the eventual discovery and naming by John Oxley himself. So the task given to the students was then to create an animated historical reenactment of that. Just a little example too, the next stage was the storyboarding stage. This is the sort of idea that we did in class, where the boys were asked to storyboard that historical event before they went about recording that in the Puppet Pals app. Back to Puppet Pals. Here I've only got one backdrop and one character. I can, as I would need to if I was doing this task in the classroom, I'd need to go back and add in more characters and more backdrops to allow me to tell the entire story. So I might keep that one. That one there could be a suitable image for someone like John Oxley. I might also need to have an Aboriginal, which I got from the internet previously. Maybe a picture of a boat for the convict's journey. And you could find a more suitable picture, but I might just come down here into the Pirates actor set to find one for perhaps Parsons, Finnegan, or one of the other convicts there. So I'll grab that, click next. I can choose my backdrops again. I've got some ones that I've grabbed already from the internet, which perhaps are a little bit more suitable. One here for Moreton Bay, one down here for the actual discovery of the river, and there's more that you could add as you would need to if you were telling the entire story, but just for illustration I'll just go to next. Okay, and here you can see I can have all my characters off stage, so that I can adjust them ready to come on. At the top, the drawstrings allow me to change the backdrops as I would need to whilst I am live recording. So I might start with something like that and bring on, after clicking record, which I won't do just while I'm recording this session, but I could bring on my Aboriginal and talk about the initial Aboriginal history of the area. While I'm narrating it, I can have my characters moving and interacting as I saw fit. I could then bring on the next part of my story, which might be the journey of the convicts as they were in search of timber, got caught in a rough storm before becoming shipwrecked on Moreton Island. As I needed to, I could change my backdrops and bring on my subjects. Perhaps here I could be recounting how Oxley was shown the mouth of the river before it was proclaimed and named in honour of Sir Thomas Brisbane. So there's an example of how you might use it, perhaps to recount an historical event, but there are a variety of other ways I'm sure you could see for how you might use this app in your classroom. Okay, so that's Puppet Pals HD.